Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong, why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I don't need too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. Go
and SpecDubPod!
SpecDubPod!
SpecDubPod. So,
SpecDubPod.
I just want to address the first thing. Number one, there's two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just two of us on the sofa. And secondly, no VTuber, no webcam. I'm not well.
And Kira just can't find her webcam.
That's the genuine fact of that one. But that is one massive Evie. I literally said to Kira before the stream, I was like, "You're so tiny in comparison to me. It's ridiculous."
It's a cute to real life then.
Yeah, there we go. See, at least she admits she's tiny now. No, I thought I'd tell this story on the podcast. So this morning I woke up in a lot of pain in my knee. It's an ongoing issue. I've had a medical issue, and I thought I'd finally reveal to Kira and the rest of you the horribleness of what happened to my knee several years ago.
Oh god, here we go.
So anatomically, my knees sit higher than they're supposed to.
Right.
And I have no cartilage in my knee because of it.
Oh, that's painful by itself.
No, that's not painful. That's perfectly fine. Because
really?
what keeps it in place is my muscles.
Oh.
Of which I do not exercise. So, one day when I was working in one of my previous jobs, I turned and my knee decided to not turn. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Yep. So, 4.5 hours of having my knee dislocated on the floor before the first responders turned up, because you fuckers love coming to Wales on holiday and use up all our resources.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, and then eventually go into A&E, but it got worse. It gets worse.
Oh god.
So they put me in like this cast thing that sort of immobilizes me being able to bend my knee.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just keep this on until you tell me. They never told me how long I should keep it on for, so I kept it on for a month.
Yeah.
I went back and they went, how long you been wearing that? And they were like, I was like, a month. Nobody told me otherwise. And they were like, oh, you can't bend your knee now.
Oh.
So what do you mean I can't bend my knee? What ridiculous notion. Takes it off, can't bend my knee.
Oh.
So loads of physiotherapy and aquatherapy later, and I can finally bend my knee. But it gets worse.
Oh, God.
So for this entire period of time, my knee is swollen. Like, massively so.
Yeah.
And even the physiotherapist turns around and goes, that swelling shouldn't be that big by now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no. When the physio says it, that's when you know it's bad.
Oh, yeah. And what happened was, because I'd been immobilized on the floor for 4.5 hours with my knee where it shouldn't be, it had trapped a blood vessel.
Oh, no.
And I got a blood clot, a DVT.
Oh, God.
And it gets worse. So we managed to sort out the DVT. I don't die, obviously. I'm still here. And I don't get pulmonary embolism, which is where it travels to your lung and kills you, which was a genuine risk. Happy days.
Sweet mother.
But I get something called post-thrombotic syndrome, where I develop large leg ulcers on my leg. Which lasted 3 years before they fully healed over. So 2 large holes in my leg for 3 years that were constantly painful.
If you could see my face right now.
Oh, yeah. But don't worry, that is literally the end of the worst bit. It's just every now and then I move my knee, it clicks, and I get a lot of pain, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, fuck. Which also leads me to the fact that I live in a 3-story house, and I can't leave my house without makeup, so I can't go upstairs and get myself ready to come on this thing, because that would be painful, and I can't be arsed.
Yeah, no, fair enough, honestly.
So that's why I've got no camera today.
Jesus Christ.
And it
That's
gets
like
worse.
a whole
It's just Evie's
character
new
backstory.
And it gets worse. It's just Evie's new catchphrase. Yep.
Clearly. Stacey Law.
And how are you today?
I'm alright, can't complain. I played some DBD with Rabbit earlier, so can't complain. And worked on my dissertation for uni, so, you know.
Ooh, what's your dissertation topic? If you're willing to share.
My dissertation is differences between English and Japanese with clips from VTubers as evidence to support it, and then implications for teaching and translation.
Wow.
Yeah, I've just finished my sound section, like explaining the sounds of English, like the consonants, the vowels. Not the vowels, I just finished the consonant section. I just realised.
So, like...
I ain't explaining, give me more words. I'm not explaining.
So,
but yeah, I
like,
just finished the consonant section.
going into the idea of fluency as in... Although it's impossible to be fluent, which is the correct term where you know every word in the dictionary, nobody knows that. Fluent as in being able to use it on day-to-day as a general language. Your level of Japanese?
Depends who you ask. If you ask, I know you asked me directly, but if you ask me directly, I will say I'm nowhere near.
I'd say I'm
that's partly because even though I've been learning for 9 years, I've had no one to speak it to, so a lot of the words and stuff I completely forget because I don't use them.
Yeah, that's
but
genuine
if you
issue.
ask anybody else who hears me talk about Japanese and the stuff I do know, and when I speak it, like one of my lecturers, for example, she will tell you that to her, I sound fluent, and I'm like, no, I'm not, please.
That's still amazing, though. I mean, that's the issue that we're sort of having, because, like, the idea is that me and my partner will eventually live in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say it's difficult to immerse yourself in Portuguese, even more so than Japanese, in my opinion. And the reason is...
there's not much media, yeah.
Yeah, it's the media, because everybody's like, oh no, what are you talking about? I can go onto Netflix and change the language to Portuguese. Yeah, but that's Brazilian Portuguese, and then there's European Portuguese, which is a different thing. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's fucking hard. Like, don't get me wrong, like, and my phone's in Japanese. And like obviously I watch like Japanese like dramas, things like that, and listen to a lot of Japanese music, games, all of that. It's only really since I've been friends with Rabbit I got more into anime. Rabbit, if you're listening, I both love you for that, and why did you do that?
It takes too much of your time.
No, because I don't know what it was. Like, when I was younger, I was when I was younger, I was like heavily like into it. And then there was a period for a few years where I just didn't like it. No, I didn't like it, I just didn't watch it. And then, like, a couple years after me and Rabbit were friends, like, I just got back into it again because Rabbit likes anime, so I'm like, well, it's good practice, so I can't really complain. But yeah, it's just, like, does anyone know wait, is GCSE a England thing or a UK thing?
It's a UK thing.
Oh, okay, so, for everybody in the UK.
Although technically...
For everybody in the UK, I have a B in GCSE Japanese.
I'm trying to remember what it is in Welsh. There is a Welsh GCSE thing.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've got a B in GCSE Japanese, but again, a lot of the words and stuff I learned at GCSE, I have no clue. Well, no, no clue. I don't remember them because A, I haven't revised them, B, I don't use them, C, I have no one to speak them to, so they just go out of my head.
It's WJEC in Welsh.
Sounds better than GCSE, not gonna lie. Also, hi, Kendall. I just seen Kendall say hi. Hi, Kendall.
I don't know what it means, but yeah, sure.
But
then
also, what's the American equivalent of GCSE?
I don't know. So if there's any Americans watching, what do you guys have to, like, I guess middle school? Like,
It'd be middle school for them, innit? Yeah.
What's the end of year exams in middle school called? How's the GCSEs? Which I also don't know what that means in English. I'm gonna Google.
Oh no, I don't know what it means. I just use a fucking acronym.
What does GCSE stand for?
Is
General
that SOL?
Certificate of Secondary English. Secondary Education, sorry.
Secondary
Secondary
English. Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually do GCSE Japanese in high school. I actually did it. So for people in the UK, I did it in college. But for Americans, I suppose our college would be equivalent of their their last years of high school, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how American system works.
I mean, I don't know. Is high school mandatory as well?
Here?
No, for Americans.
American? I think they have to stay in education until they're 21, right?
Also, Kira, this is something that I had to learn. Some parts of England have primary, middle, and high school, and some parts of Britain have just primary and secondary school. I had just primary and secondary. Yeah,
I just had primary and secondary as well.
I know some of them have middles. I think it's like if there's a lot of people, that's all. Like, just to go down.
We have standardized testing every year, but nothing like we work towards like GCSE. Ah, okay. You see, I know nothing about the American schooling system.
No. But I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, college, because you get a college diploma, don't you? And you get a diploma from college. A college
In
diploma
America?
in America, and yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can get a diploma from college here, unless you do your A-levels.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I've
did
got
it.
a
I
diploma.
did A-levels.
Yeah, there we go. I got a diploma. I got 2 diplomas.
Ah.
Technically 3.
Oh, shit. Oh, she's smart.
It's all about media stuff. I've not used it. And then obviously a degree in university, or in America's case, college, which confuses the
Yeah,
hell out of me.
that's always what's really confusing. It's like, oh my god, I have to watch how I say it,
And
because they don't know what I'm on about.
sure there's Americans who listen to it and go, why do they always say university? Why don't they say college? Because college to us would be between school and university.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. From an American, Kendall. I didn't go to college though, so I took the ASVAB instead of either of those. What?
Okay, Kendall, now you have to explain.
Jesus Christ. But then I guess
yeah.
maybe that is so. My boyfriend's a wonderful story, and he is a genuine inspiration for me, right? Oh, there we go. Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. I
Ah.
love the word battery, makes it sound like being beaten up.
Right?
Do you know your vocations? But no, my boyfriend's genuinely an inspiration, and I think it'll be inspirational for anybody who's watching this, and from any country who think they've like given up. So he, like me, had a very difficult upbringing in school. We were bullied heavily, and even the teachers bullied me, for example, and teachers bullied him. I sort of soldiered through and went to college, and he sort of went, right, I'm done. I can't do this. And he quit before he got his GCSEs.
Oh.
As soon as he turned 16, he was like, I'm out of here. And he went into Primark, which is a fashion brand, if people don't know. Fashion company, retail outlet. And worked his way up from sales assistant all the way up to manager.
Oh, shit.
But then went, I don't want to be in retail. What the hell am I doing in my life? So he quit that, went back to college, where he managed to do GCSEs there, and worked his way up. Now he's in university.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I just think that's inspirational generally. Which is why
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He's
Because, you know, some people are like, oh, if I don't have this, I can't do this. It's like, no, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Go, you know, put in the work.
God, we talked a lot about school-based education stuff. We always go on a tangent.
Yeah, I think it's just a staple at this point. And
So, quick questions. So we've had some questions submitted from some of you lovely folks. I have picked 3. I would say randomly, but I've kind of chosen 3 to discuss here today. Starting with our first question. Here we go. So, the question is, you have to... A bum?
You know, the sound effects on like game shows.
I need to put a sound effect on this. Anyway, you have to rob a house, but can only steal objects that would be the most inconvenient for the owner of the house, i.e. stealing all his left shoes. What are you stealing? And that's by Calico. I love that question. Just the thought it'd have to be something so inconvenient.
I'm trying to think. Because I was going to say the Wi-Fi router.
Either that or the door handles.
Yeah, that or the door handles.
Especially if he's got doors that you can't just push open. Like,
yeah.
Like, just leave him an Allen key that's a perfect size to put in there to turn to open them, but it's still such an inconvenience.
Especially those, you know, those doorknobs that you turn, like the round ones that you just turn.
Yes.
Just steal one of those.
Those were like the best defense ever against my old cat.
Oh god.
So we had a cat, Pepsi, who was an owned cat, became a stray, and then we took it in as a stray. Wanted to find the owners, found out the owners were beating up the cat, so we decided against it.
Oh god. Yeah.
The vets told us that he'd been smacked around the back of his legs. So we were quite adamant. But the problem with him being owned and then stray and then owned again is he was smart. He's the smartest cat I've ever had.
Right.
So smart he realised how door handles worked.
God.
So literally you'd be sat in your room or something, he would jump up, grab the door handle, kick the door with his bottom legs and open the door and let himself in.
that's a fucking smart cat.
But we had one door in the whole house in the kitchen that we could lock him in overnight when we didn't want to be disturbed while we're sleeping. That was a turn handle, and we were like, this is a godsend.
Nah.
And he was a very fussy cat. He didn't like being left alone.
Aww.
I don't know why anybody did. Poor Pepsi. Yeah, stealing all the door handles, stealing all the spoons. I could live without a spoon.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong,
I'm trying
soup
to
would be
think.
difficult, but I could use a fork.
What if I just stole all their socks?
I don't wear socks.
No, neither do I. You're right. Neither do I.
Okay. Oh, never mind then.
Oh, I don't know.
All but one sock. Now that is genius.
Okay, that's devious.
That's beautiful.
Oh god.
All the shoelaces. Yeah.
You guys are more creative than I am. I just thought of stealing the roller.
Yeah. There's
That's
some,
it. Internet gone.
this is beautiful. I want people to keep putting those in while we discuss the next one, because this is just too good.
Yeah, man.
So the next question is, if you could be any mythical creature, what one would it be? That's from Catnug.
Ooh.
I'm not too au fait with my mythical creatures. But I'm trying to think.
I
can
know
fall
of a couple, but not many. Also, what culture are we talking mythical?
It just says mythical, so I guess it's open to interpretation. A
Hmm.
phoenix. Wouldn't you get tired? I mean, I know phoenixes burn to death and then come back from the ashes. Surely that's got to be painful every fucking time.
I was gonna say,
If anyone's
I
ever
was
watched...
gonna say Phoenix, but now that you've put that up, yeah.
I mean, if anybody's ever watched Misfits, which was a Channel 4 show in Britain, there was this guy who gained the power that he could never die. He would die, but he'd come back to life. But I just remember him constantly going, "Can you not kill me? Do you know how painful it is?"
So I've just brought up a website list here of
Oh.
like mythical creatures.
Gryffindor.
Can I just say vampire and werewolf are included in this? I'm just saying.
Hey, if it's on there,
But no,
it just
I'm not
seems
gonna.
like an
Contrary to
inconvenience
popular
to me.
belief, I'm not gonna say vampire or werewolf. I'm
They-
actually
they-
gonna say mermaid. Because I'm shit terrified of it, but I
yeah.
love the ocean and sea creatures.
No, that'd be awesome. I would want it to be something that flew, though.
Oh
A,
yeah.
for convenience,
Also,
and B, because I love birds.
if I had to choose between like mermaid or siren, wholeheartedly siren.
Now,
Yes,
are
you will
saying,
be catching me singing and then drowning people.
Are you saying beautiful siren? Or are you saying one of those ugly things that you see in some films?
Beautiful siren. I'm talking beautiful siren that lures you in with their beauty and voice and then drowns the fuck out of you.
I just love the ugly ones because it's just like, oh wow, such a beautiful. Oh god, what is that?
It's like, oh, such a beautiful voice. Oh my fucking god, what is that?
Siren are bird people, not fish.
Really?
So you can be a mermaid, I'll be a siren. There we go, we're sorted. That's
Yeah, there we go.
Calico
Problem
Empire,
sorted.
sorry.
Mermaid it is then.
I didn't know. I don't know enough
Yes,
about mythical creatures.
For anybody that doesn't know, I'm pretty sure most people do, but I have thalassophobia, which means I am shit terrified of deep bodies of water.
Really?
Now, so Sea of Thieves triggers my thalassophobia, but games like Resident Evil that have it and like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker don't. I don't know why, it just
I
doesn't.
get this. I get this because I have a fear of no control.
Mhm.
Particularly with flying more than anything. I used
Yeah.
to have issues in buses and cars and stuff, but I sort of grew past it over time. Exposure therapy. Way. But there's one video game where flying a helicopter genuinely terrifies the hell out of me.
Mm.
Now, this is a game you've probably played. What game has got the worst helicopter flying and scares the shit out of people? It's a very popular game.
I'm trying to think. You're testing my game knowledge here.
Like, this is a game most people own. Not Far Cry, no. There we go. Spire's got it. GTA.
Oh!
Because when you get in the helicopter, it sort of sways back and forth, and I know the more you do it, it gets better and it's easier, but I'm like, I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that.
No, I don't blame you.
Oh, God. It's
I've never
hell.
actually played GTA,
Really? I just assume most people have. 'Cause
No,
most
so
people-
when I was younger, my mum actually banned us from playing it or watching it because it was so
Same.
violent. So I just never did.
I used to work in a video game store. I've had a lot of jobs. But I used to work in game. which is the most popular video game store in the UK. Pretty much the only one living that's not like a small family-run business.
Yeah.
And that's also being sold off and completely down the crapper now. But
Oh no, horrible.
we were told that Peggy didn't have legal right in the country for age restrictions.
Oh.
So it was down to each individual retailer whether or not they actually held that, up to standard. Most retailers did, obviously. But our thing was, look, if they're with their parents, don't worry about it. You can sell it to the kid. But company policy is just make them aware of the content of the game, which brought in some beautiful conversations, both with GTA and Saints Row. So the GTA one...
Oh, Saints Row, man.
This little, it must have been 8 years old, is holding GTA, and the parents like, oh, it's for me. I said, no, I can sell it. It's not a problem, even if it is for him. I just need to make you aware of the content of the game. And she just went, that's probably just like shooting aliens or some shit. I was like, no. I was like,
no.
It's known as the bad boy of video games. In the game, for example, you can hire a prostitute, have your way with her, then kill her and take your money back.
Jesus Christ.
And all of a sudden,
fuck?
I could just see her face going, yeah, you're not playing that game. And then he was like, I don't remember the actual name, but it was like, oh my god, but Johnny lets me play it. Well, I'm going to have a word with Johnny's mum. And just walks off.
I love that.
I was like, oh, poor Johnny. And then Saints Row was brilliant. I don't remember the full conversation with that one, but I do remember turning around to her going, well, for example, in the game, you can have a weapon, which is a large pink phallus called the Defiler.
Oh my god. No, what the hell?
Yeah, there we go. Pies just said some Saints Row is somehow way worse. You get an adult toy baseball bat. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, it was brilliant. Oh god, I miss freaking out families with that. It was great. Right, last question. We'll get to the main topics at some point.
We could talk all day about games.
I know, right? Anyway, what movie, TV show, and video game would you like to experience for the first time again? So that's movie, TV show, and video game, not or.
Oh, okay.
And that's by hand, sorry. Forgot to mention.
I'm trying to think. Because I've been thinking about the video game one, and I'm like, Oh, no, movie is, for the Pokemon fans, Giratina and the Sky Warrior. It's my favorite Pokemon movie today, and I would wholeheartedly love to like experience it for the very first time again.
I watched the first.
Because that is what made me fall in love with Shaman, and I fucking love Shaman.
I watched the first two properly in cinema.
I wish.
They're the only two that really exist in my heart. Because I think only the first three came in cinema, and then like the fourth one was straight to DVD or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then TV show.
If I was going to do movie, it'd have to be, because I'm a media buff, it'd have to be something like, maybe like Baby Driver. Something that I slowly start realising how brilliant it is by how they filmed it and stuff. So Baby Driver's so good. If you've never watched it, highly recommend. Because the entire film is in time with the music that's played in the background. So every time they shoot the gun, it's in time with the music. Every time, right at the start of the film, he's walking through a street and all the lyrics are appearing on the walls behind him.
Oh, that's brilliant!
Like graffiti and stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Such a good and it's a genuinely good film to watch. It's just great. TV show.
I think I'm trying to think. Yeah, TV shows is hard.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. My favourites are things like That 70s Show and Grey's Anatomy. I don't think I'd put myself through watching all of Grey's Anatomy again, because sometimes it does get crap.
I was TV show. I was gonna say Castlevania, but then again,
no. Scrubs.
Okay, no, Castlevania. But when I first watched the Castlevania anime, I wasn't like, I was into Castlevania, but not as much as I am now. But if I could go back and rewatch it for the first time, being as into Castlevania as I am now, wholeheartedly.
With a new set of eyes.
Yeah, like wholeheartedly.
No, it's got to be Scrubs.
Scrubs?
Please tell me you've watched Scrubs.
Girl, I live under a rock when it comes to these kinds of things. Oh my god,
it is the funniest show. It's a funny show with a heart. That's why I love it.
Right.
So it's a doctor show, and you got these hilarious comedic. So you got these two main characters, which is Turk and JD, who are in a kind of bromance
Right.
throughout the entire thing, and it's just this ongoing romance between them, but they're not actually gay, they've got wives and stuff. So it's beautiful. And then you got Dr. Cox, who just does whatever he can to irritate everybody around him and stuff. And the janitor is the salesperson. But it's all these hilarious things that would genuinely happen in a hospital, and having worked in one, it's the most accurate one I've ever seen, more accurate than Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God, yeah, like 100%, because people do have a laugh in hospitals. I enjoy working there because I do have a laugh with my co-workers. It is a bit more like Scrubs. Apart from the sex, there's not as much sex as these shows seem to say.
Jesus.
But you'd have, like, something really funny go off, and then all of a sudden it will go down because you realise something serious is going, and it will actually still have a heart to it. And I like that kind of... Rather than just silly jokes constantly, there's something to it as well. There's a substance to it. I like that. It's beautiful.
Honestly, fair.
And in terms of video games, Life is Strange if I could experience it exactly the same way as I experienced it the first time. So I was searching for a video game. You know, like when sometimes you're like bored of your library and you're going on Steam or whatever, looking for whatever. And I saw, oh, Life is Strange, it's a story-based game made by the people of Square Enix. Cool. I didn't know anything about the game whatsoever.
Life is Strange, yeah.
I didn't know anything. And then there's that bit right at the start of the game where Chloe gets shot and she winds back time. I didn't know the wind back time thing was a thing. So I remember sitting there going, whoa, hang on, this game's just turned amazing. What the hell?
Yeah, man. I think mine's a tie between, like two games. My tie is between Devil May Cry 5... Devil May Cry 5. Why does that sound so weird to say? And Spirit Hunter Death Mark 2. So DMC 5, you know, Dante, Virgil, all of that, V, my beloved. But no, I finished it recently last year. About, I want to say September, October. And just the ending bits, I was like, oh, love it. Loved playing it. The final fight was so fun to play. And then Spirit Hunter Death Mark 2 is basically like a visual novel kind of game.
Ooh.
And this one's set like with like yokai and like spirit spirits and like curses and things like that. And I just remember watching it when it was coming out. When the YouTuber I was watching playing it, the episodes were coming out, and it was just so good. I'm rewatching it now, but I would love to rewatch it again, like for the first time, because I remember just being like, "Oh my god!" It's like certain scenes and stuff. It's great. It's creepy. It's horror, but it's fucking amazing.
Can you tell which of us is interested in Western culture and which one of us is interested in Eastern culture at all? No, either that, I will mention one other game, and I know it's special to SpecDub in a way as well, but there's only two games that have ever made me cry, and it's Life is Strange and this one, To the Moon.
Oh, To the Moon was... Oh, that was another trip.
I mean, spoiler alert already, but just when River walks onto that spacecraft at the end, I was just like, oh my god, they put River back in!
No, I was like, oh my god.
I was in floods.
To the Moon was fucking devastating. Oh, yeah. I had to mute several times during that because I was like, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I cried throughout most of the end. Jesus Christ. I'm just going to look through what other people have said. TV show, Supernatural, or Inside Number 9. Inside Number 9's quite funny. Yeah. Movie, Jungle Book. Not the live-action bullshit. Yeah, there was... I don't know if Jungle Book would be, because looking at it through the eyes of a child, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Looking at it these days, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's a film. Oh, and video game classic Pokemon. Hell yeah. My Pokemon Gold days. I know you're too old. You're too young, Kira. I'm too old. But I started with original Pokemon, but like Pokemon Gold was where it just hit the top for me. Ugh. Gold.
Oh, we love that.
Clubs is bonkers. I've never heard of Clubs. Oh, you meant Scrubs. Scrubs is bonkers. The whole cast is comedy gold.
Well, you know there is another game, actually.
Go on.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh my god. The bad boy of Xbox.
Specifically, the Almighty Pooh song as well.
Oh god, the giant poo.
Yeah.
Oh god, no. That game should not exist, but also should. It's beautiful.
It's fucking funny.
You recommend It Takes Two. It Takes Two's a good game, but I wouldn't have played it if I wasn't in a relationship.
I've never played it.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but I've not played it.
It's a brilliant couples game.
Nah.
Split Faction, I think, is going to be a bit more open than that, but because It Takes Two's the main theme about it is about the divorce between a man and a woman. Like, you know, it kind of works for a couple. Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. Do you know what? I still want to play it. Not played it.
I know, I haven't played it. It's because I haven't been able to buy it. That's why.
Cyber. I still remember my first time playing Life is Strange. I cried so much. When they've got the hurricane going, like, do you save Chloe or and sacrifice Arcadia Bay or whatever? And I was just like...
Just bowling.
Legend of Dragoon. I used to have Panzer Dragoon when I was a kid. That was good. That was from Pyre. That's essentially Conquer started on Nintendo 64 and I will die on that hill. Did it?
It did, didn't it? It came out on the N64 first.
I always think of it as an Xbox bad boy. I don't know why.
No, Conker's... Hold on.
It probably did. You're probably right. I just, for some reason...
Googling, hold on.
You still have your old Game Boy Color and Pokemon. I don't want to get started. I've got Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Sapphire. I have all of them. Apart from Fire Red or Leaf Green, which really upsets me. I'm also trying to fill in the void while...
Conker's Bad Fur Day came out in 2001 on the N64.
Oh my god.
Also, they got released in the same year.
Oh, so they came out on both.
For March. What was it? Hold on, what was it? Oh yeah, they both came out on the same day.
So technically...
Xbox 64.
Technically, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, technically she wasn't wrong.
There we go. Xenosaga for PS1. Do you know what? We're going to be here all day.
Yeah.
And I am super excited about our main topic, our first topic.
Yeah, man.
Which I will now play the video, hoping it all works, because we know what I've had issues with these videos, but I'm not going to play the video for it.
Hey. Yeah? You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here? I mean, are we the product of some cosmic coincidence, or... I don't know, man. But it keeps me up at night. What? I mean, why are we out here, in this canyon? Yeah.
I said we eat the Christmas goose that we stole from the Christian family next door. Got this one? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that's really on there! Is it weird that you never see construction at Jamaica Airport? I don't go to Jamaica Airport! That's why! I go to Jamaica and I never see it!
Well, slap my ass and call me grandma. That's a lot of views.
It's like you just randomly be like typing at your desk, get a nosebleed. It's just like, oh my god!
Rooster Teeth is shutting its doors.
Guys? Why the lights off? I'm back to get milk! What the hell happened?
9 months ago, Rooster Teeth announced it would shut its doors after 21 years of creating content. Today, the Rooster Teeth brand and much of its remaining assets have been acquired by founder Bernie Burns and his independent company, Box Canyon Productions.
Well, there we go. So, I already see excitement in the chat, so I'm quite happy. Rooster Teeth is potentially returning. I want to say potentially because I have listened and I've looked into what the blurb is. But yeah, for those who don't know, Rooster Teeth is a massive media group on YouTube. So big they actually invented machinima. Red vs. Blue was the first time someone used video game characters or video game assets to make stories. So these people are literally giants of the internet. They went for 25, 26, 27 years, something. It said it in the video, I wasn't paying attention. And all of a sudden, viewers started dropping. everything started dropping from even I, who was a massive Rooster Teeth fan, started watching them less and less, and they closed their doors. But the original founder, or one of them, Bernie Burns, and his company has actually purchased Rooster Teeth, purchased the IPs for Red vs. Blue, for Camp Camp, which is their animation, and for the Rooster Teeth podcast, which was the #1 podcast for God knows how many years running.
Hell yeah.
Also, for people who don't know, because although the podcast idea was thrown about by everyone, I took to it because I used to also run another podcast in another group that used to be in years ago that was heavily inspired by Rooster Teeth's Always Open podcast. So the reason I'm doing a podcast at all is because of Rooster Teeth. In a way. And this podcast is inspired by my previous podcast. So
Lore.
But it's interesting because Bernie Burns actually quit Rooster Teeth well before it closed down. He quit around about just before COVID, I think it was. He actually moved to Scotland, so, happy day, Cyber, you might bump into Bernie Burns and Ashley. Apparently they love cheese, so look for some cheese shops, you might find them. I've been listening to their personal podcast, that's how I know these things. And he has talked about his acquisition. He said, at the moment, all I've done is bought the name and the rights. I do intend to do something with it, but there's no guarantees I'm going to be hiring any of the cast members that were there before. There's no guarantees that we're going to be making some of the shows that you're already expecting. We're already expecting to make some new things. We don't know what it's going to do. So the biggest question is this an acquisition? Is this bringing back something that used to be there, or whether or not this is something new? That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, maybe it's like, he's brought the name, but maybe like it's at the end of the day, it's just the name, Like they might be doing like more. They want to like. Oh, hold on.
Oh, we're holding on now. Hold on to your hats, people. She was mid-conversation. She's been disturbed by someone in her house, probably.
Sorry, there's yelling in my house. I'm gonna have to shut up a minute.
Okay. Cool. In that case, he's already bought the IPs for Red vs. Blue and Camp Camp and Rooster Teeth Podcast, so without a doubt, I think those are coming back. I think Rooster Teeth Podcast makes sense because he's been running his own podcast known...
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Known as Good Morning Somewhere.
Sorry, Stace, continue.
Known as Morning Somewhere, because it's morning somewhere, and as they said, because they live in Scotland and it's a different time zone to America, they can actually do a morning podcast without actually being morning for them when they record it, which is beautiful. But yeah, what were you going to say, Kira, if you remember?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's alright.
Yeah, maybe it is like just like they want to keep the name, but maybe they want to do something else with it. Like, because he said like the shows you're expecting, might not come back. Like,
yeah.
So maybe it is just the name, but I still think I've not watched anything by Rooster Teeth, but just hearing like you talk about it, I still think they're gonna do some pretty great stuff. But it might just be the name that they want to revive and like kind of spin in their own way, kind of thing.
Yeah. There we go. Warner Brothers tried to kill them. So what happened was they were eventually acquired by a parent company. Their parent company actually being Warner Brothers Productions, who you're used to for making big films and things like that. And they started restricting their budget. They started firing, and then eventually it led to the whole thing closing because it just was not profitable anymore. A lot of people took those IPs, so I saw somebody say Ruby is amazing. Ruby is still going. They haven't released a new series yet since the closure, but it's actually owned by another company now. It's not Rooster Teeth owned anymore, which is a shame, seeing as the original creator, who actually passed away during its original creation, was from Rooster Teeth, and it does feel like they're sort of losing their properties. Yeah, there we go. Do you own the IP? Do you own the IP? Anyway, he can net off Warner Brothers properties like DC and Ruby. I don't know. Can he take back these properties? Like, I don't know whether it's possible. Montium, yeah, that's him. Oh, but yeah, I don't know whether it's possible to actually take those properties back. And with Trevor as well is a confusing one. So Trevor joined later on. With Achievement Hunter. Achievement Hunter itself, the IP for Achievement Hunter has been sold on. So Rooster Teeth would not own Achievement Hunter anymore. Achievement Hunter was their video game section as such. They're the people who would play video games and make fun and jokes around it. Some brilliant things they did, honest to God, like Rage Quit. I used to watch a hell of a lot of Rage Quit, which is literally, as it says on the tin, someone getting so pissed off and angry while playing a game. It's beautiful.
God, that's me with Castlevania. Like the Castlevanias on like the SNES and stuff. Oh my god. No.
Now, I know they started Dog Bark. I don't think it's called Hot Dog War. I'm sure it's Dog Bark, or did they change it to Hot Dog War? I haven't really kept up with that. With Trevor and Michael and a few others. But whether or not... I think he'll take Jack back. I don't know. And Trevor Collins now got an incredible true crime podcast. Rage Quit was so good. I'm reading these because I'm in love with Rooster Teeth, if you can't tell. I love these people.
No, fair, honestly.
I mean, I'm hoping to God he rehires Barbara, because Barbara was my bae. Barbara is the reason I watched the Always Open podcast and things like that. But I can't guarantee. It's a strange one because all we're talking about at the moment is an acquisition. Nothing has happened apart from one video that's been posted, which was partly in that video you watched, where Bernie walks in and goes, "Hey, I'm back from getting milk." Where he's just saying...
I love that. That's so funny.
That's him basically saying, look, I own it again. But also with him being... Because he has publicly said he doesn't own the buildings. So he probably got permission to film there that day. But he didn't buy the rights to the buildings that Rooster Teeth own. And with him living in Scotland, I don't know whether it's going to be an online thing, whether or not they're actually going to come together again, whether he's actually going to move back from Scotland to America. Who knows? It's all
you never know.
Very much in the air. But I'm trying to think if there's any other... I mean, people mentioned Smosh, but whether there's any other large companies that have come back from the dead as such, because Smosh wasn't exactly dead.
Yeah, the original two just kind of split off, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Good Mythical Morning, Rhett and Link, they purchased Smosh to give back to Smosh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Someone please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Which is a beautiful thing for them to do. But that wasn't a comeback. I can't think of anything that's really lost that much and sold it. And also, there was a lot of controversy towards the end of Rooster Teeth. We had the Ryan Hayward scandal, the Adam Kovic scandal. For those who don't know, Ryan Hayward would use his influence to entice people who are underage into a hotel room with him. Yeah, Adam Kovic wasn't so bad. He was just using his influence to find people who were above age to, have his own time with, but he was married, which is why it was still bad.
Ew. Ugh.
Oh, Smash did die for 1 week. Smosh, I'm guessing you're saying. Smosh did die for 1 week. So technically that did come back from... Because I'm sure people lost interest after the original two left, although Anthony Padilla, he started doing his own stuff, which was really, really interesting.
I think Ian stayed, and then Anthony left, I think, if I remember right. I might be wrong, though.
No, I feel like I remember seeing Ian in some of the newer videos. Yeah, only Anthony left. There we go. Yeah, you're right. Ryan was such a shit show. It really was. It was terrible. Smosh being brought back by Ian and Anthony was a highlight for me a couple of years back. It was incredible because I think for those of you who are, oh my god, I'm going to show my age, aware of the quote-unquote dawn of YouTube, everybody remembers Ian and Anthony doing the Pokemon song. Don't know if you know that, Kira?
I think I do.
There we go.
Actually.
Thank God. Because that was early days YouTube, and they just started singing the Pokemon song very, very passionately in their Pokemon hats, and it was...
Honestly.
Pokemon song is a Stone Cold classic. Yeah, of course it is.
My mum still sings, their Assassin's Creed song as well.
I think
My mum still, quotes that to this day.
Yeah, Rhett and Link did step up to buy it, so it didn't die with their old company. Right, there we
go.
So
yeah.
They must have just lost their... Must have just lost everything at that point, and Rhett and Link stepped in to buy it so it wouldn't completely die.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And I love Rhett and Link.
Yeah, man.
They're awesome. So much good YouTube died with Defy Media. I don't know about the Defy Media. No?
You know what, sorry?
Defy Media?
No, I have no clue.
Sorry, Kendall, you're on your own there. It's as simple as that. But in terms of Rooster Teeth, going back to the original topic, it is exciting but scary because the controversies pulled people away from it, because it went downhill. Whether or not you can make something revive I think if anybody can do it, it'll be Bernie, because he... What you don't know is they learnt how to mess with the internet as a whole to a hilarious standard. So one of the things he was famous for doing was making a tweet that there was a guy there in Rooster Teeth who was British called Gavin, and they would often say how stupid he is. He's actually a very smart guy, but he just sort of talks without thinking, so he seems quite stupid sometimes. And it was, I swear to God, Gavin's the dumbest guy in Britain. And using their influencing and their advertisement strategies and things like this, they literally made it the top post on Google. So by Google standards, Gavin was the dumbest person in Britain.
Oh my God. That's funny.
It's incredible. And then the other one, when the internet first spawned, Bernie, the person we're talking about, actually bought the web address bernie.com. He just bought it so he could own it. He then got contacted by the city or country, or it'd be a city, of Bernie, Tasmania, who asked to take the internet address from him, and he said, "Yeah, sure, as long as I can have a parade in my honor, a giant statue of myself." All these ridiculous demands, and they said, "Okay, leave it. Can you just make it less insulting?" He said, "Insulting? It's a blank page." Turns out one of the other members of Rooster Teeth had gone onto the website and just written "Bernie sucks cock" on the website.
Oh my God. That's funny.
But what I'm trying to say is he does understand how the internet works and how media works. What people don't know is Rooster Teeth also had a subsidiary company, part of it, called Rooster Teeth Studios, which started working with Hollywood directors to make Hollywood films. And that was spearheaded by Bernie. They were making money by helping large, massive, giant Hollywood films and producing films. He had all these media plans and all these ways of bringing in revenue and keeping the company afloat, and as soon as he left, that all just died overnight. But it wasn't just him that left. Like, a lot of the original people who started it left as well, and I think it all just slowly started dying. I think the only two surviving original members were Jack and Jeff by the end of it. But even then, Jeff had his share controversy with his alcohol issues. Jack was always a good guy. I can't blame Jack. But Jeff had a lot of alcohol issues and would often try and put the blame on other people. He was... He was quite bad for that. You could sympathise because he had been through a lot, but at the same time, it got to a point where it's like, yeah, you're crying wolf now, it's getting old. And I'm worried that those influences that have happened in the past may stop it from being decent again. Or because people are expecting old Rooster Teeth back and it doesn't come back, maybe people aren't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you expect something and it doesn't go to your expectations and you get sad about it, innit? It's like...
Yeah. I'm going to say this. I want Rooster Teeth to survive, so I want everybody to think when they watch the first video Rooster Teeth publishes after they finally come back, he said it's going to take about 6 months, to watch the first video going, oh, this is going to be shit. Because then even if it isn't shit, it's better than your expectations.
Yeah, if you expect it to be shit and then it's like better, it's like, oh, there you go. But if you expect like the best and it's not the best, you're like, oh.
So
wow.
Everybody, Rooster Teeth's going to be shit, okay?
I'll have to give some of their stuff a watch. And I've heard of them, but I've never watched anything by them.
They made an anime.
Was it Ruby?
Yeah, it was Ruby.
I have the Ruby manga, funny enough. I have the volumes 1 and 2. I can never find 3, and it's really bothering me.
I think
because I love it.
Because I think I saw it in a bookshop. If you look at the back, it does have the Rooster Teeth logo on it.
I don't have my Ruby manga out at the moment. I don't think.
No, it does have.
I just looked for it, and I don't think. Hold on. Stacey, you yap. I'm gonna have a look.
I must talk now. Okay, if you've ever seen even remotely liked Halo, watch Red vs. Blue. Red vs. Blue is fantastic. Okay, leaving for now. Thank you, Kendall, for joining us. Goodbye. We will see you tomorrow, where we will be back to voice acting because someone's voice is better, namely Sham. Yay! And Bree was feeling a bit under the weather as well, so I think she's better as well. I think we're all good now.
Wait, does the manga have it? Because I've just found it.
I'm sure it's on like either the back cover or in the first page or something. It's really close to the start or the end. You should see the Rooster Teeth logo.
Don't think so, you know. Not the one I have anyway. I might have a different, because I know that there's 2 kinds of Ruby manga.
Oh, maybe.
I think I've got the different one that's from Viz Media. I think I've got a different one.
I know they worked in partnership with a Japanese company to translate it to Japanese. Maybe that's...
Yeah, I just looked at my first volume and it's not there. Got no clue.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember seeing it. But Kendall said if you've ever remotely liked Halo, watch Red vs. Blue. It is a beautiful
I fucking love
series.
Halo.
Yeah, Red vs. Blue is hilarious. I couldn't get through quite a lot of it. I tried to binge it. Never a good idea. But I got through a few seasons binging. So I've never watched it all, but first season, beautiful. But I think they remade
I
the
definitely
first
do
season.
want to give it a watch. So
Yeah.
I miss playing Halo, so...
I'm sure
my
they
God.
remade the first season as well. I think the video that I put on there is from the original video, which is where they literally just cropped the HUD so you would look like a film, even though the crosshair's still there.
That's funny. Love that.
But yeah.
It's one way to do it.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to bring up because I absolutely adore these people. I hope the best for them because I want Rooster Teeth to be back. And I think Bernie's smart enough to make it small first and build it up again. But whether it's going to have... I mean, they had 500 employees at one point and massive multi-million-dollar corporation, basically. Whether it's going to be that again is a different matter entirely. I'm not sure.
It might be similar to building it up again because they've been silent for so long, I suppose.
Yeah, they've not posted anything for 9 months. So a lot of
Yeah,
it
and then
still
YouTube
exists.
content time, that's a long time.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's dead. I mean, I do wonder, because I don't think I ever unsubscribed, because, I still believed. I believed. But I do wonder how many subscriptions, because they lost a lot of subscribers as well before the end. So that's the thought. Rooster Teeth, there we go. I mean, there's a bloody statistic for you. But yeah, 9.1 million subscribers, so still a lot of people still subscribed. But if we have a look at, let's say, the most popular video was 26 million views. And then if you look at their more recent stuff, I mean, there's a video here that's 171,000 views, so they really, really dropped down significantly.
Oh, shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the most popular is going to be an obvious thing, but looking at the big bulk, they average about 4 to 5 million views per video. So to drop all the way from that... Oh, gosh, yeah. Drop all the way from that to 171,000 views.
Oh, yeah, that's a massive drop. Oh, God.
Yeah. So you could tell they were struggling.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they do, come back in,
Yeah.
in, a good way and they survive,
Yeah. I mean, the whole corporation started with 4 people. Just bear that in mind.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Maybe those 4 can bring it back. I don't think Matt Holland's going to rejoin, but, 4 people. Maybe just start with 4. See where it goes from there. Because I know...
Yeah, and then kind of build up slowly, innit?
So Bernie's wife, Ashley, he met through the company. And she is also a co-owner now. So it's not the original 4 as such, because she joined the company later on and then they eventually found each other. But, still 4 people might be okay.
Yeah.
But it's also whether or not people want to trust them as well and go back with them, because Bernie said he is probably going to hire some old people from the company, but not everybody, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So
also, the word probably, it's kind of open to interpretation, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think maybe some of the favourite creators that people are thinking of, like Gavin Free, might not come back because they've got their own stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't know Gavin Free, have you heard of the Slow-Mo guys?
No.
Okay, well, that's an even bigger... it's an even bigger pull than Rooster Teeth, I believe. They just film things in slow motion. As crazy as that sounds, but it's bloody beautiful and bloody brilliant, and I love it.
Slow motion can be really fucking cool sometimes, though.
It is so cool. They've got super fast cameras and they just film stuff in slow motion, and they're British, so at least something.
Yeah.
Okay, leaving for real now. Okay, thank you, Kendall. So we'll see what comes out of it. I'm dubious but excited at the same time.
It's kind of like expect bad so that when it's good, you'll be impressed.
Now, I have been talking my arse off for God knows how long. And I wanted
It's
to...
fine. Keep going.
Well, no, because you know what's coming next. Yeah, I wanted to take the opportunity with just the two of us to do a somewhat impromptu interview with an author. I know, I'm making you sound so important right now.
Oh, you're making me embarrassed.
So you might have seen in a lot of SpecDub videos we keep mentioning Kira's book, Living Life Frame by Frame, which is absolutely fantastic. And I thought maybe it's a time to actually discuss what is the book, what it's about, what you want to say about it, Kira. Sell your book, come on.
Nah, I'm really bad at this. So, Living Life Frame by Frame is my first published book on Amazon through Kindle. What's it called? Kindle Direct Publishing. Yes, it's self-published, and I wrote it. I'm not gonna say the exact age because then I'm gonna almost get my age away. But I wrote it quite a few years ago.
Really? So it's not a recent thing at all?
No.
wow.
I wrote it originally, quite a few years ago, and it's only a couple years ago that I kind of edited it, and well, I got a friend to help me with it, editing it and getting some stories and extra stories and stuff, because so the book is basically, I used to be really into photography. I want to get back into it again, but I took a lot of photos when I would go out, and a lot of them were nature photos, like animal, bird photos, things like that. And I think the photos in the book were actually taken by 2 different cameras. One of them broke, so I had to get a new one, and then the other ones was by my camera I currently have.
So you see, that's how much money's gone into this book. It's 2 cameras worth.
And it's a collection of short stories and poems, all inspired by some of the photos that I had taken, and a lot of them have outside inspiration.
That's what I want to ask about, because a lot of it, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. Feel free to correct me, but
no, go on.
A lot of it seems somewhat dark in a way, and I wondered whether or not it was something to do with just a way of you to express your inner self.
Yes. So it's it's a combination of both. So, do I admit this live? I'm gonna admit this live.
You admit what you feel comfortable in, okay? Don't worry.
Oh, no, I'm fully comfortable with it. Don't get me wrong. So as we all know, I like V from Devil May Cry 5. And, I have a little bit of an addiction to fictional men, I'm a little bit delusional with it,
This one's got a body pillow, is what you're saying.
Huh?
Huh?
I didn't hear. What did you say?
Hey, you just got a body pillow, it's fine.
I wish. But no. So one of the poems in there is called Crimson Petals, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And it was... So the poem was actually written so the photo was taken, but the poem was written afterwards, but not attached to the photo. I attached it afterwards because I thought, oh, this works, and I wanted to put it out there, so I'm like, this works. And the picture with it is like a red petaled flower.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that poem is, if it's the right one, I actually have so before I published on Amazon, I also put my books up on Wattpad. For anybody that remembers Wattpad.
No.
Yeah, I put it up there. It's like it's a website where you can put books up, books up and stuff, but majority of it is kind of fanfic. But you also get some, good not normal quote unquote fiction as well. Yeah, so let me just check. I'm talking about the right poem.
I'll do one little passage from Crimson Petals, just so people get an idea. This is just the first passage in it. So crimson petals fall from the tree, as if it were mourning a loss, the petals adorning the ground, creating a beautiful yet gruesome image. A figure lays below, seemingly deceased, but very much alive, as they wait for the one they have lost. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's bad. When I publish my poetry book later this year, there's worse. There's worse,
okay.
trust me.
But it's just sort of like a depth into your soul and just dragging it out in a way.
Poetry has been very much a... You'll notice a difference between the short stories and the poetry. The poetry has always been more of... since I started writing it, again, quite a few years ago, it's always been a way of escape for me to, like... Because sometimes I have trouble, like, formulating my feelings, like, out loud.
Yeah.
You know, like,
the same with
like
many
emotions,
people, I
like,
feel.
out loud.
It's just the same with most people, I feel.
Yeah, it's just... Like, there will be things I want to say, but I cannot say it in a normal way. Like, I only can really write it down in a kind of poetic kind of way.
It's not just the poetic side. I think it's the ability to sit back and think about it properly.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just really hard to get the right words out, and it's like, and you know when you want to say it, but your throat closes up and you can't say it either. I
can example this if it helps.
Yeah, go on.
So I suffered very badly, very, very badly at the start of last year with depression, which was spurred on, and most people are going to go, "Oh, really?" From the death of a cat.
No, fair.
But that cat was also a product of domestic violence that I was unfortunately part of. A victim of, I should say. Otherwise it's going to sound like I'm beating people up. And also when I dislocated my knee that we discussed earlier, that cat was with me throughout the entire recovery process. Moved out to my first house with the cat. You know, all these sort of things that the cat was something connected to me for it. But being able to explain those emotions that I felt for just this small little black ball of fur is so difficult that I did go to therapy, and even trying to explain to a therapist, she went, "It's unconditional love." It's like, yeah, but it's more than that, and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. Having some sort of outlet to be able to explain it properly, oh gosh, it probably would have done me a world of good as well.
Honestly, poetry is a really good way to do it as well. Like, it doesn't even have to be formulated, like, poetically. Like, you can literally just, like, splurt whatever feelings you have out. Yeah, this poem in particular, though.
Okay.
Oh, God. People are gonna be like, really, Kira?
Is it in the book? Would you like me to read it out?
No, it's fair. So this poem was actually about V from the MC5.
Oh, the Crimson one, yes.
Yeah, so a little bit of spoiler alert for DMC5. So if you want to play it or haven't played it, or if you haven't played it but want to, or haven't watched it but want to, now's the time to kind of mute.
I kind of gathered the ending just from the opening paragraph, yeah.
So V basically is a part of Virgil, and he merges again with the other half of Virgil, Urizen, to come back to Virgil. Now, obviously, when I watched this, I didn't really mind, because I'm like, I can just watch the other cutscenes, I don't really care. But then I thought, wait a minute, what if, like V had, like, a partner, right? Like, in that universe. And then they were distraught over this. And then V came back somehow, but Virgil was still Virgil. And I was like, And then I wrote that for this. I avoided any specific, like, features of V. To avoid, like, generally, like, just saying V. But yeah, that was inspired by V. And then some other ones, for example, like, so some of these, like, you would see the photo and be like, oh, there's no way I wouldn't think of that. Like, where is it? The Deadly Isolation? No, I forget which one it is. Deadly Disturbance, that was it. One of them's called Deadly Disturbance, and it's a photo of a forest with bluebells in it. And it's basically... Oh, hold on.
Deadly Isolation. I'm looking for it myself.
Sorry, that's my dad, yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Do you need me to talk
and
for a
it's
bit?
basically like a vampire kind of short story.
Oh, there is Disturbance, yeah.
I've always been like a nature lover. Like I used to, not so much in the recent years because I got a little bit lazy, admittedly. But I used to love going on like nature walks and things like that. So a lot of it is just stuff that, my brain, laying awake at 3 a.m. my brain goes, "Hey, we should write this," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." And then I just wrote it.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm just Jesus. It's got some powerful imagery. Just this little sentence here. However, today was not one of those days. I ran through the forest, not caring about the flowers. I was trampling, killing.
Hee.
But I love it. I love that sort of heart and stuff put into it. It's brilliant.
I like wording things like that. I don't know how to describe it, but I like wording things because I feel like the short stories are also kind of worded a little bit poetically.
But it's nice to know that so much of you's gone into it. It's not just, oh, I wrote a poem, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's just like, because I write how I would want to read personally, but also like I like. So the poetry group I used to be in, the teacher gave me the nickname the Painter because when I write poetry, I have, according to her and other people in it, I give them like very like powerful like imagery and things like that. So I kind of embraced that when I was writing these short stories as well. To kind of, I like the reader to visualize it. I like the reader to imagine, like an anime episode, for example, while they're reading. Like, I like that level of detail.
See, I'm not.
So that's kind of why I write the way I do.
Fan whatsoever. I mean, I liked Elven Light, but other than that, I don't really watch anime. Maybe as a kid, you know, watching card captors and Pokemon, but other than that, but I can still see a subtext to a lot of it. Is the best way to put it.
Right.
Like the meaning behind all the words, and I mean, even just that bit I talked about with the trampling on the flowers, killing them, just sort of goes. You know, I'm earlier in the story. It's more about the beauty of it, and then it's how you're willingly destroying something that was beautiful in a way. Yeah,
the change in like angle, kind of. You know, like a movie. It's like change in angle, like focus on that, and then focus on the actual thing going on.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Just that sort of juxtaposition between the two.
I will say the writing in Living Life Frame by Frame is kind of not... Because I wrote it so long ago, and when they were edited, the writing itself wasn't edited, it was more just the grammar and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and like, you know, it's very...
It's normal.
How I write now is very different to how I wrote then. Not so much poetry-wise, not so much. I'm going to be honest with you, that hasn't changed much. But short story or story-wise, yeah, it definitely has. Am I okay to talk about a book that I'm working on at the moment?
It's up to you. It's how you want to advertise your books.
Alright, perfect. So I'm writing a book at the moment called Kiss Twice, Kiss Me Deadly. And it's, I will say 18 plus, like romance between a...
18 plus? I may be interested in said book.
I haven't written any of it recently because, you know, uni stuff, busy. I've written up to chapter 6, that's about it. But it's between a incubus and a idol. Oh my god, hold on.
And stuff is happening in the background, and I have to fill up noise. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, sorry, I keep getting cold in my house, and I'm like, I'm doing something. Leave me alone.
It's fine. I mean, I like to think that the Saturday streams are the less, I don't know, professional ones anyway.
Yeah, just kind of chill, innit?
Yeah, more chill.
Yeah. So I like the difference between like an incubus and an idol, because you know, like idols generally, you know, you see them quite like. It's like, oh, there's no way they could have, like, you know, dark desires like that.
So it's breaking down
I like that
idea.
contrast. Like, someone looks innocent, but they have really, like, deep, dark, like, 18-plus, like, desires, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
So,
I am a religious pastor. I would not imagine doing... Oh, God, I'd fuck you if I could. That kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like... So, yeah, the thing between incubus and a... idol, but my writing in that is very much different to how my writing is in the story writing in Living Life Frame by Frame. But Living Life Frame by Frame was not my first book I've written. It's the first one I published, but not the first one I've written.
Oh.
The first one I wrote was a vampire book. I've taken it down from Wattpad now because I reread it and I went, fuck that, I don't want that up. It wasn't bad. It's just like I would back then I wanted to rewrite it, but now I'm like, I can't be arsed. I'll do the other ideas I have.
But also,
and also
I'd
sorry, go on.
imagine age would also factor into it as you've gotten older.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Age and knowledge, yeah, defo, of like writing and things like that. And then my werewolf book, which I finished the full manuscript for, it was going to be published, but rereading it now, I want to rewrite it entirely.
Okay.
So after my Incubus book, I will be, well, I don't know if it'll be directly after, but I'll be rewriting that werewolf one at some point. But
and then feel free to shoot me down. But you asked in our private group chat, because we have one in Discord, about script writing styles and stuff. Is there some other project you're thinking of? You could just say, yes, there is, leave me alone, but it's up to you.
No, that's more because since I've joined SpecDubs, I've really enjoyed voice acting.
Hey.
So I want to start on my YouTube channel, Curious Bug. I want to start focusing, because I'm not streaming on my own end anymore, because at the moment it kind of feels a bit much. Not SpecDubs, SpecDubs is fine, it's just my own stuff and feels a bit much.
To mix it in with everything else that's going off in life, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to focus more on writing and voice acting. So I thought, you know what, I want to start doing like on YouTube you have those audio dramas where it's like, person doing it and the listener. I wanna start doing that. Like I want to do that more and more. Because I really enjoy voice acting. So that's why I asked about script writing within the Discord server. Because I wanted to be able to write my own scripts and like be able to like voice act them.
You and I need
like
to
put
get
them
together.
up on YouTube for like
I can write scripts. I can throw things at you.
Honestly to God, like if I like gave you an idea and you're like, yeah, I can do that, and you want to write it, throw it at me, be fine.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying write it. I can throw you all the stuff you need, the prep software.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And stuff
That'd
like
be
that,
perfect.
The style and because I did that in uni. There we go. I learned many things. But no, it's an incredible book. It's on Amazon.
Thank you.
No, it is, and it's like I said, it's got this dark undertone to a lot of it, which I kind of like. But then I'm an ex-goth, so
Honestly, part of I will admit, there's one that is maybe a little bit personal.
Okay.
Yes and no. So there's one with an image of a bridge. That one's a little bit personal, I will admit, in the midsection. But the concept of it was inspired by Fatal Frame 5. But Fatal Frame 5 is also kind of personal to me as well, so...
Yeah, I mean, you've discussed doing more with that Fatal Frame sort of idea with SpecDubs generally, and it might be something we do in the future, but no guarantees yet, guys, so don't get too excited.
Yeah. It was fun to write, I will admit. It was really fun to write, and I want to get back into photography. And I kind of wish it was a little bit longer. It's kind of why I've kind of put it at the price I have on Amazon, because I feel like it's not long. It's like 82 pages or something max. But it's just, again, the inspiration coming with photos, it doesn't always happen.
Which is also...
But all the photos in there.
It's also worth mentioning, like, Living Life Frame by Frame, it is a collection of short stories and poems, so it is literally I'm a bit tired, I'm going to go to bed, and I fancy something before bed book.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope so, at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, it's not something you have to, like, sit there and go, oh, right, I'm going to slog through a chapter and see where I get to.
Yeah, no, the short stories are, like, 3 pages max, maybe.
Yeah, and I think the one you were talking about with the bridge, I found it a second ago, now I've lost it. Frightful Scene, I think that's probably your longest.
Yeah. A lot of the short stories lean more towards horror, though, I noticed. When I was reading back on it, I'm like, oh shit, I accidentally leaned more into horror here. Oopsies.
I don't think it's, from what I can tell, I don't think it's so much horror, it's more the darker side of things is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it, I think. Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that.
Jumping back in the chat quickly, what you missed is we're talking about Kira's amazing book. And
Stop it.
You're writing a fantasy novel with AI. Now, that is a controversial topic to bring up with SpecDub.
Yeah,
But I'm curious how it may come out. Whether you're saying you're using AI to help you in your writing process, I don't think is necessarily bad. But if you're feeding it and then copying and pasting, I'd be curious to see how it comes out, is the best way to put it. Just as an example, Christmas, when we had our Christmas stream, which was absolutely beautiful and hilarious, the last thing we did was a quick AI-generated Christmas film, and it didn't make any sense whatsoever. It was beautiful.
I mean, I don't know. I have strong opinions about AI, so I don't know. I don't know if I should say anything.
I mean, we've already had that conversation before with, I forgot his name, with Ben on here about, the SAG-AFTRA strike and stuff. Call us old fogies, if you wish. It's fine. But I cannot see AI being the way forward in terms of creativity.
Yeah, like, using it to, again, using it to help but not replace, then fair.
Yeah.
But like using it to then replace, and then I'm like feeding it and basically like copywriting, like taking copyrighted material and basically feeding it to it and then spinning it and then claiming it as your own. That's where I draw a line. I'm like, nah, fuck that.
I mean, even universities these days have AI detectors built in. So if someone's just AI generating a essay and throwing it in, they can go, well, hang on, because AI writes in a specific way.
Will pick it up immediately.
I mean, I think my boyfriend came to me today and he was talking about what's that new big AI thing that's super cheap but works? I was going to say Nextcloud, that's our server. It's this thing that's going off anyway. It's been a lot in American news. Apparently, if you asked it a couple of weeks ago about Tiananmen Square, which we know what happened there, it would say, sorry, I don't have any knowledge about this. And then as it was fed more and more information, it started learning and was able to do it. So maybe we could argue that AI is too early to be able to help with these things, but I also feel that using AI to tackle creativity also destroys creative people.
Yeah.
That's my argument anyway.
What was I going to say? Yeah, as a writer and by extension, I mean, I like to call myself a voice actor. Do I count as a voice actor?
Yeah,
I'm not a voice actor.
Both are.
As a writer and voice actor, said AI is kind of a little bit of a threat, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, of course we know what you mean. Like, the whole SAG-AFTRA strike just completely shows how much of a threat it can be. And how terrifying it can be in some way. Jesus.
Like, if someone's using it, I don't know, say for example, like, say AI writing something. Say for example, like, you want like a funny Christmas card story or something. Then that's like personal use. I don't have as much of a problem with, because it's not going out on the internet. But if you want to like publish a book and then like you just get AI to write it, and then be like, oh yeah, I put so much work into this. It's like, you would technically.
Yeah, I mean, people spend years upon years trying to perfect a craft as such in order to get it out, and to have it written by something else in 2 seconds just seems so disheartening. And also the level of emotion and stuff that you can put into any artistic project just seems lost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like with art as well, isn't it? It's like artists that work so hard on this, and for someone just to generate something in 5 minutes, me like, oh yeah, here you go. It's like, what the fuck? Bitch, I've been holding this for years. What the hell?
I mean, as someone who would love in some other life, or maybe in the future or something, to direct actors, that's what I've sort of specialised in as I was going through university and stuff. Having seen some of the most amazing actors, I mean, people are going to go, really? That's an amazing one? But just watch the Les Miserables film and watch Anne Hathaway doing I Dreamed a Dream. And seeing that raw emotion and seeing the emotion that comes out of it when she does it, I would actually say it's better than the theatre version, just that song. Not the film itself, the film is dreadful. But just that song, because you get that emotion, because you have that person behind it. I think if you try to AI generate somebody to do that, which is somewhat possible thanks to the Marvel Universe showing us how, it's just not going to be the same. You're not going to have that emotion. You're not going to have that performance come out of someone. And it's the same in anything, in writing, in music production. If there's some sort of meaning behind it, you will see that and you will hear that.
Yeah.
It's different. And I just feel AI will be ruining a lot of this. And I feel that AI-generated content, sure, might work for small kids. You know, I think Coco Melon is mostly AI generated, for example. But then when you
really? What? I mean, I've never fucking watched it. Like, even the mere mention of it strikes fear into my soul. But
but when you're watching something that's properly done and that actually has a really powerful actor and stuff in it, when you're older and you can appreciate those things, there's no way you could go back to something that was AI generated. No way.
Yeah, no way.
I say that, wait for 20 years' time, and we're all sitting there going, yes, robot overlords, everything's fine.
God forbid, please.
It's the start of the uprising.
Now! Oh, God. But yeah, so in terms of, like, just... yeah, as I said, I've got strong opinions on AI.
Hey,
so...
we've discussed it a bit here. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Even if, but, you know, Paya, honestly, if you want to go forward and do it, it's your own project, you go for it.
Obviously,
and I hope there's something decent comes out of it. I don't know what you mean by you're writing a fantasy novel with AI, whether you're using AI to help you or whether you're using AI to write it and you just throw ideas into it. I don't know. But whatever you do, I'd be interested to see what the results are and how it may have helped. Because it could be something that could be used. I mean, for example, with me, my biggest issue with filmmaking is storyboards. I am not an artist. I can't draw a stick man. Genuinely. I struggle drawing a stick man. That's not even a joke. The way I know it's not a joke is because when I was in university, they had it wasn't a graded thing, thank God. It was just something for us to help visualize our scripts as we wrote them. And he said, just draw a couple of scenes. And I was like, I can't draw. And he's like, no, just try. And I went, okay. So I started drawing, and he came back to me and he went, okay, so what's that? Well, that's a man talking to that person. Yeah, maybe just don't bother with storyboards yet. Thank you.
Oh my God, damn.
It was that bad.
Oh Lord.
I can't draw, but I know that AI, thanks to AI, I can now use a piece of software to create storyboards for me. I think for helping production, it's useful. But
yeah, again, helping, not replacing.
Yeah, the be all and end all is a different matter. It's why I personally don't like Marvel films anymore. I think they're trash. Because it's all done in front of a green screen and it's all CGI, and I'm just like, please.
Wow.
Whereas last night, because we fancied it, we watched Batman Begins. And Batman Begins, everybody remembers the famous scene right at the beginning with the plane crash and everything. For those who don't know, Christopher Nolan grabbed spare airplane parts and hung it above a swimming pool, and they literally filmed inside a broken airplane.
Oh shit.
And to me, that was brilliant, and that's how films should be made. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, no, fair.
Yeah, but not subtly into the process. Precisely, Chief. Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, we always put the will to rights, don't we? I told you it was a serious podcast.
Totally serious.
Completely serious.
Totally.
Super serious.
Me talking about a poem that was inspired by a fictional character. Yeah, totally serious.
But no, it's fine. I think this is another thing. Like, people sit there and they look at... You know, we hear the term weebs and stuff like that thrown across because it's people who enjoy these things. Again, I'm not into anime, but that's just because I don't tend to like that. I don't know how to describe it. I find a lot of Easternized culture, media, something that I don't find interesting. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Honest to God, the term weeb, so this is a little bit of Kira lore. An old friendship, like couple back friendship groups, if I'm going in order of things, couple back friendship groups, when I first started learning Japanese, two things. One, they called me a weeb, so I have negative connotations attached to the thing. Two, they told me I sounded stupid in Japanese, which is why if I speak Japanese, I'm a little bit shy with it, and I'm very bad at accepting compliments about my Japanese.
Well done for, like, smashing you down. Jesus fucking Christ.
I know. So, if any, like, I always tell people, do not call me a weeb because I will get offended because I have that negative attachment to it.
What I was going to say is we do tend to stereotype people based on these ideas of what they like. So in terms
I've been stereotyped as a weeb so much.
Where I was going with the anime thing is, however, I love Elven Lied. And Elven Lied is a brilliant story that's got a lot of heart and soul put into it. And I can sympathise with the characters. And I think if you can sympathise with something, you can discuss it as if it's something important in your life. So
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
It's perfectly normal to be able to write a poem about something that might be inspired by some anime you've watched or some video game you've played or something like that. Because if it means something to you, it means something to you. It's still an emotional response.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
It's still an emotional response!
Thank you.
So I don't think you should feel
people...
guilty about, making a Devil May Cry poem. Like, no, it's fantastic and it's got a lot of heart and soul put into it. And if it's inspired by that, then what's wrong with that?
Yeah, so people just, when I say, because a lot of these, well, not a lot of these, a few of them are inspired by video games. Said the bridge one I mentioned is Fatal Frame 5. The moon one is Fatal Frame 4. Fucking love Fatal Frame 4. And 5. But I just love Fatal Frame series. But yeah, people, when you say, oh, something's inspired by a video game, oh, I've written this inspired by video game. Then most of the time, well, I say most of the a couple times I've gotten the look of what the fuck, and I'm like, is something wrong with that, or am I what?
Since video games became popular, university admissions increased. Video games,
really?
Yeah, video games, and they have proven this, help with problem solving, with reading, with intelligence, so many things it can actually help with. It's not a bad thing.
I've lost track of the amount of times I've done something, or it's been problem solving, or thinking logically, or something like that, or even having quick reaction time. Yeah. I've lost track of the amount of times that I've gone, I play games, so it's I've developed it because of video games.
So I went.
It's just jeez.
I went through school with borderline dyspraxia, which, for those who don't know, it's a hand-eye coordination issue. Yet, I dare you to come and play against me in Guitar Hero, because I am fucking good at it. And I'd probably say I'm at a point now where it's probably not even borderline. It probably doesn't exist.
Hey, let's go.
Because I am building that hand-eye coordination, that dexterity, those quick reactions, those kind of things. I'm still clumsy, but I'm not.
Oh, on the topic of
it can help.
Sorry, on the topic of sorry, go on.
No, that's it. It can help. It can help.
Oh, sorry. On the topic of fictional, liking fictional characters, because that's something I've been judged for as well. Which is what I don't know if you noticed originally. I don't mention it much. But so how do I? So we're in I'm not very good with large crowds, right? I'm not very good with new people either. But to me, liking a fictional character and saying imagining them with me or something, that is a very much a, how do you describe it, coping mechanism? I guess defense mechanism.
I could see it as therapeutic.
Yeah, because they it calms me down to be okay, it's fine, that kind of thing.
I mean, if you look up to anyone, trying to imagine that person next to you, helping you talk through things.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, perfect example, like I said, my boyfriend is in university now. Not only is he doing in university, he's doing marine biology with oceanography. Smart boy.
Yeah, man.
And the issue is, he'll come up to me and he'll go, I just want to bounce some ideas off you. I want blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I love you, Nick, but I don't understand a word that came out of your mouth. And what he's doing to help him be able to bounce ideas is he has got... Has anybody seen those Tubbs rubber ducks? The rubber ducks dressed in his case, Star Trek characters.
Oh, yeah.
He uses them. He talks to his ducks to try and bounce ideas off of.
It helps, doesn't it? It's just to imagine something that's not there or inanimate, just using that and to bounce things off or to calm you down. It's perfect.
It's great, and this is it. I don't think there's anything wrong with using a fictional character. I think it's where it becomes dangerous is the blur between fiction and reality.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, if you get to a point where you can't distinguish between reality and fiction, then maybe take a step back. That kind of thing.
Like you said to me earlier, Kira, oh gosh, part of me wants to just date this fictional character. I'd love to be in love with this person, but you're not sitting there going, no, that is my dream, and I will find that person and I will get married to them. You're going, oh no, it'd be great.
Exactly.
You understand there's a difference, but it'd be great if I could. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, who hasn't sat there?
Liking fictional men has kind of made me realise my type, just generally,
Yeah.
Type is in, not so much looks-wise, obviously, because fictional characters are perfect. They are meant to be perfect. But, just being, personality-wise, being oh, I like them, I like it, I like them if they're a little bit brooding, that kind of thing,
Yeah. But, I mean, who hasn't sat there and watched some actor or actress and gone, oh, I wouldn't mind. Done that bloody,
Exactly.
like,
Thank you.
the majority of relationships that I know of, and mine included, we have a list. Do you know about the list that people have?
Oh God, do I want to know?
It's the list of people you are allowed to have sex with if the opportunity ever arose, and they're always celebrities.
You know, though, you know what? That, like, if you're in a relationship and you can openly say that, that's a fucking healthy relationship. Like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I'll sit there and I'll list off Lacey Sturm, because she's the singer from Flyleaf. Absolutely adore her. She'd never touch me with a barge pole, but you know, I can hope. And also someone like. I like him for his looks, but I don't like the person he is, Andrew Brady, because he did end up beating up his girlfriend. But other than that, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah. It's like, he's pretty, but he otherwise is like, hey, stay away.
You know, but we say these things, and I always love Nick's one, because Nick turns around and says, oh, it'd be Sarah Michelle Gellar, but only as Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, only specifics.
Oh, and we've got Chief saying
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. A lot of guys choose Ryan Reynolds, even if they're straight.
Honestly, fair. I don't blame him.
I couldn't. Nah. His high-pitched voice would just go through me. It's fun for Deadpool,
Like
but
the personality-wise, like the funny personality, I love that. So you know what? Don't blame you guys.
Listen,
I really don't blame you.
Ryan Reynolds lives an hour away from me if I drove. Okay, and I'm not chasing him.
Oh my God, Jesus!
He lives in Wrexham in North Wales.
Oh shit! I don't know that.
Yeah, he did that Wrexham FC thing with the football club. He now lives in Wrexham.
Oh shit!
So, and I know like a bunch of people from Wrexham who've said they have bumped into him in the pub and stuff. Because apparently he's a normal guy and he just likes going out and doing whatever, he doesn't care, which is nice. It's kind of nice for a celebrity to actually be down to earth.
Honestly, I will say so I listen to a lot of J-rock, like Japanese rock, right? And one of the artists that I had a crush on, / she also voices a fictional character I like. I met him, what was it? A couple years ago now, I think.
Was he on your list?
Yes. Yeah, no, I'd say yeah. But when I met him, I don't know. You know when you crush on someone through a screen and then you actually meet them and you're like, okay, I have a crush on you, but like I wouldn't do anything, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, oh my God, though, my dad went with me, right, to the concert, and then afterwards, when I met the artist, you know, I had planned everything I was gonna say in Japanese, right? I had planned it in my head, and then my dad throws me under the bus with the Japanese, and it all just went poof, it's gone, and I was like, fuck.
I thought it was going to be more like right, I'm not going to say you're the best beautiful person who ever lived, your entire embrace enculp your soul to have a moment with you be incredible, and then you walk up to him and go, hi.
No. I'd die of embarrassment.
You just walk up to them and just, hi.
With my Japanese, I have a problem if someone throws me under the bus with it, being like, oh yeah, she speaks Japanese. It will all go. Never do that to me, please. I'm begging.
You know what? You're not alone. My boyfriend is learning Welsh. He's doing very good at it. But if someone comes up to him and asks him something in Welsh, he knows he needs to respond immediately and he can't formulate the sentence.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So he just crumbles.
Hard. Oh God. Like if I do it, like if I got someone off my own accord and then do it, like speak Japanese, then it's fair. But if I get thrown under the bus, someone comes up to me and I'm like, no, I'm like, the words in Japanese I'm supposed to say. It just don't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I did genuinely have that issue once. This is a story and it's beautiful. So, like I said, we're hoping one day to move to Portugal.
Yeah.
We love Portugal, we love the Portuguese people, and not to mention, in terms of marine biology for Nick, it's the perfect place to go. It's an up-and-coming country. Weirdly, in terms of video games, they're still stuck in the Xbox 360, PS3 era, which I think is beautiful.
Honestly, no, yeah, you're right.
It's great. But basically, I'd learned a bit of Portuguese, and we're going to the Lisbon Aquarium. Highly recommend if you ever go to Lisbon. It's amazing. And we're lining up for the queue to buy the tickets. And Nick turns around and goes, look, Stacey, you know how to order tickets. Go and order the tickets in Portuguese. And I go, all right, okay. So I build up the courage and I go up to the woman and I go, dos bilhete, por favor, which is 2 tickets, please.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I did that right. And I must have done it really well because she turned around and she started mattering in Portuguese to me, and I do not know enough Portuguese. She went, and I just went, she went, do you want to go on the cable car? Do you just want to walk? Oh, we'll walk, it's fine, yeah.
No. I mean, at least you spoke it to begin with, though.
Yeah, apparently it was good enough. I also learned
That's what I'm really worried about when I go on a Japan trip later this year, is me, like, fully confident going up with the Japanese. Or not even that, just speaking Japanese generally. Like, I'm really scared, going up confident with the Japanese. Fluent pronunciation and everything. And then they respond back with a bunch of Japanese I don't understand. Then I'm like, shit. What do I do now?
I mean, in fairness, though, I did learn the most important phrase in Portuguese that everyone should know if they ever go to Portugal. And that is, nuggets de frango menu, por favor.
Go on.
That means 1 chicken nugget meal, please.
Yes, the most important thing to know.
Because we lived off McDonald's, I'm not going to lie. It was just everywhere, and it was towards the end of the holiday, and you haven't got much money left, and you're like, well, McDonald's is cheap, and you know what you're getting.
Yeah, love that.
So yeah, that's important for everyone to know. Nuggies de frango menu, por favor.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you should get it from Nuggies de frango. Love it. Nuggies.
Nuggies. Oh god, but yeah, I said God, we've gone from God, I don't remember what we started with.
We started with your book,
yeah, and then to just general stuff, and then yeah. But no, honestly, I love talking about my writing. If anything, it's one of the things I love talking about.
Good. I'm glad you've had an opportunity to talk about it and about your future projects, which we're all looking forward to. I will buy your next book.
Yeah, thank you. I think the next one will definitely be a poetry book. That will be I don't know how long it is page wise, but yeah, it's gonna be just a poetry book with a bunch of poems. I will subdivide them into categories when I get a chance, but a few of them are very personal. But at the end of the day, I'm like, listen, if I get content out of situations that have made me sad or stuff, I ain't complaining. But that's the thing as a writer or poet. Anything bad that happens to you, 9 times out of 10, it's like, I can write a poem on this. I can get content out of this. It's like, oh, cool. No, I don't really care.
Actually, I'm going to go into... So like I said to you, one of my dreams would be to direct actors. And I'm very, very keen on method acting. I think method acting is the way forward, and I think it's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, it killed Heath Ledger. But...
Jesus.
As long as you can pull yourself out of it, it's a great thing. And the most important thing for method actors is bad things to happen to them. As horrible as that sounds, if you've gone through a lot of shit in your life, you can use it. And even as a voice actor, Kira, being able to actually tap into how horrible you felt at a moment, or maybe even the opposite of overwhelming joy when you've been happier than you've ever been your entire life, and being able to tap into those things to push into your character is so important that I just, don't ever knock the bad things that happen to you.
I think I've done that a couple times with Phoenix Wright. Yeah, with Maya scenes or Mia scenes.
Which explains why you're such a great actress. You genuinely are.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
You genuinely are, honestly, because I think it wasn't too long ago. I think I said to you, I was talking to Sham about you, and I was like, she's no, in a good way. I said she's incredible. Number one, your voices are unbelievable, because I can barely believe it's the same person we're talking to, because the voice is a completely different person. And number two, your acting ability in it. I mean, we tend to have script reads off camera, we have our little script reads and stuff. And I don't think I've ever given you a note. Maybe once.
I think you have once, but yeah.
I tend to be the person who gives out notes, I've noticed. But that's me, because I want to direct actors. That's what I do.
No, fair, honestly. Stop it. You're embarrassing me. Stop it.
But no, and if you are able to tap into that, that's why. It's perfect. Use it, and that's the same with poetry, any sort of art. At the end of the day, you may have even gone into an art museum and you've gone, do you know what, I can actually see the guy was pissed off when he fucking painted this shit.
You can defo tell.
Yeah, and that's because using that emotion actually really brings something out of it. And again, why AI doesn't work, in my opinion.
Oh, Stace, actually, that's speaking of that. That reminds me. When you get to the bridge story in Living Life Frame by Frame, I need you to tell me something because. So my uncle, you see him in chat, Richard Grandad, also has the book, and he's given it to like a couple people that have come round, to read it, and everybody, and I mean everybody he's given it to, and even my mum's co-workers, like a couple of mum's co-workers have it. Even they have said they had to stop like halfway through the bridge story because of the emotions and stuff. I need to know if I either did my job correctly, or it's just like, oh, just these, just not everybody. If you get to it and you need to stop too, oh, what the fuck?
No, that's a good thing.
Oh, at first I was like, oh, okay, but then I'm like, wait, does that mean I did my job right as an author?
I have
like, wait.
bookmarked it. Like, Black Swan. Have you ever seen Black Swan?
No, I haven't.
I can't ever watch it again.
Right.
Because it put me into tears and depression. But it's fucking good. Like, if you're doing that, then you are doing something right.
Honestly, I've been put down for my writing before. So I'm a little bit, not so much anymore, but around the time I was put down for it, I was a little bit, iffy with my own writing, being like, oh my goodness, that kind of thing. But yes, but if you need to stop at that too, then I guess that means I've done my job correctly with that story. Perfect, I suppose.
I don't know if anyone's ever heard that. There's a saying that there should only ever be 3 drafts.
Right.
And the reason is if you keep trying to perfect it, it will get worse.
Oh, yeah, defo.
And you will never be proud of it. You will never sit there and go, that's fine. I've made films before, and people have watched them and gone, Jesus Christ, Ace, that's really good. And I've looked at it and gone, well, I could have done that better, I suppose.
No, I feel that on my writing. I've lost track of the amount of times that I've given... Because sometimes Rabbit reads my stuff, and she's going, like, Kira, that's really good. And I'm like, it could be better.
Yeah, but that is a normal process for any... I think it's because you put yourself too much into it, and then you're just looking at it and you're going, but at the end of the day, other people are your actual critics. And I mean, I'm terrible for reading, I'll just be honest with people here.
Oh, that's fair.
I have started reading the second book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. I think I'm on page 10, and it's been page 10 for about a week now. That's me. I'm terrible for reading. I will read that because now you have intrigued me. I'll be honest.
Oh, I'm glad. But I'm really bad at marketing my own book. Not gonna lie. So.
But the little bits that I did read just here on the stream, it's so everything seems to have a good level of subtext to it, and I like that.
Hell yeah! I'm glad.
Yeah, there's meaning behind words.
When I finish my Incubus book, I'll have to let you know.
Yes, please do. And let everybody here know. Speaking, let everybody know.
I mean, a thing with like writers is beta readers, with basically people that go over the first draft to check, like, grammar, makes story makes sense, plot makes sense. So if anybody wants to be a beta reader, I'm just saying.
I would say yes, but I told you how bad I am at reading.
Yes, anybody in chat, if you wanted to be a beta reader, if you don't mind like 18 plus like stuff, just mention it in the Discord and I'll,
How 18 plus are we talking about here? Tits and vagina?
If you've ever read A Court of Thorns and Roses.
No, I haven't.
Well, anybody has read A Court of Thorns and Roses, that, which has like it has a few like scenes of smart sex, all of that. But think that, but times 3 in terms of the amount of scenes. Because it is a book between an incubus and an idol. I'm sorry, incubus should be a dead giveaway by itself. So.
Fair.
Yeah.
No, we're looking forward to it. But speaking of which, I like to have these streams about 2 hours. And guess what? We're about there. So.
Oh my god.
What more can we know about you, Kira? Where can we find you? What can we do?
So I said I don't stream much on my own Twitch channel anymore, but you can find me over at on YouTube under the same name of Curiosity Pug. So I do want to start getting more voice acting content up. And I also have some video game content that I also want to record and stuff. So yeah, if you want to see that, feel free to go and subscribe. It would mean a lot. And as we know, I also have a book published on Amazon. It's available on all Amazons, and all you need to do is search Living Life Frame by Frame, Kira Rosewood, and it should come up.
I just want to point out, Chief is asking if this new book is kind of 50 Shades of Grey.
I've never read 50 Shades, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, there we go. There's a good, perfect answer for you. As for me, you'll find me here. I do SpecDub. I don't do much else.
He's being held in the basement.
I mean, it's difficult to get up the stairs. I've got a bucket for being as well. Especially at the moment with my knee. Might as well get a bucket.
He's being held in the basement.
See, this is the problem I've got. My bedroom's on the 3rd floor, my bathroom's on the ground floor.
Oh, no.
It's great. But yeah, you can find me here, and you can find us both tomorrow with the next episode of Phoenix Wright Dubbed Attorney, including the return of a character that people absolutely loved.
Yeah. Let's say that. Yeah.
And the point where Kira has to change to 3 different characters simultaneously.
Yeah.
So enjoy that. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.